Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. How are you guys doing, my fellow gardeners? Why don't you guys let me know how your gardening is coming along in the comments below. In today's video, we're going to talk about harvesting this beauty over here behind me, which is garlic, guys. I'm going to tell you about all the signs that our plant over here gives us that lets us know that it is indeed the time to harvest our garlic plants. So for those of you who are looking for that online channel that offers tips, tricks, easy yet proven gardening advice to take your home garden to that next level, don't go anywhere, guys. Start with clicking the subscribe button. And if you never want to miss any of my new upcoming gardening videos, also, do not forget to click that bell icon. YouTube will notify you every single time I'll upload a new gardening video. Now come with me, guys. Let's talk all about the signs that let us know that it is finally the correct time to pick and harvest our garlic. For those of us, my fellow gardeners, that grow garlic in our home gardens, we all know that the trick is knowing when to finally harvest our garlic. So in today's video, I'm going to give you all the advice, the tips, and the tricks that all of us home gardeners should know when it comes to harvesting our hard-earned and homegrown garlic. Garlic grows below the ground, as all of us know, so it's not really easy to tell when the bulb has indeed matured below the soil surface. So what is the trick to knowing when is the correct time to harvest our garlic plant? The short answer to that question is it's all in the garlic plant's leaves. In fact, it's rather the ratio of dead leaves to green leaves that are still remaining on your garlic plants. When growing garlic in our home gardens, it is crucial knowing when is the correct timing to pick our garlic bulbs. Pick them too early and your bulbs might just be too small, or you might not get an abundant harvest of garlic. Pick them too late and you might lose that essential shelving time, storage time for your garlic bulbs. In fact, if you keep your garlic bulbs in the soil for way too long, you are risking your garlic plant going into its second vegetative state, meaning that the garlic will start producing new roots as well as new baby green leaves. It's going to think that you just planted it and it's time to start growing in that soil once again, and you do not want that to happen. So it is very important to find that correct timing. Yes, that balance when your garlic is at its peak and ready to be harvested and it did not yet go into its second vegetative state, meaning that it's thinking that it's time to grow and produce once again. So your garlic cloves were planted in what? Late September, October, maybe November, depending on the gardening zone in which you live. It grew steadily through cold winter, bloomed and prospered the entire spring, and now it's summer, guys. So it's time to pick our garlic? Well, maybe. Let's go into detail about how exactly to know that it's time to harvest your garlic. Unlike many vegetables such as our tomatoes or our cucumbers that are planted in the early spring and harvested or picked in the late summer or early fall, garlic is is actually planted in the mid to late fall and harvested sometime mid to late summer, guys. In fact, garlic is a long maturing crop. It takes 8 to 9 months roughly from the garlic seed, meaning the garlic clove that you planted in the mid to late fall, until harvest, now in the middle of summer. Garlic is one of those crops where timing is absolutely crucial and essential. The harvest time for your garlic may range anywhere, may span anywhere between the month of May and anywhere in the month of August, all depending on the climate, the soil type, the gardening zone in which you live, and of course on the variety of garlic that you guys are growing in your home gardens. Unlike its cousin onion plant or allium, garlic will remain partially green and the maturing bulb will remain below the soil surface. As you could see, when onions start to mature, it is very clear to see the maturing bulb as it rises above the soil level. Garlic does not do that. The garlic bulb remains below the soil level even during the time of maturity. Upon maturity, onion leaves start to lose color. They start to turn anywhere from yellow to brown, telling you that it is indeed the time, or almost the time, to start harvesting your onions. The tops start to dry up and your onion leaves start to plop over, which is another easy, very visible sign that your onions are almost ready to be harvested. Also, most of the onion bulbs, most of the varieties do indeed push themselves out of the soil and above the soil surface. So it's very easy to keep monitoring the sizing of your onion bulb as well as its maturity stage, which is not the same when it comes to its cousin, garlic. So now let's talk about what is the trick when it comes to harvesting garlic. How do you know that it is indeed the time to harvest garlic? Simple answer to that question is to simply look at how many leaves are left on our garlic plant, as each leaf simply indicates a layer of protective paper or wrappers on our garlic head that's below the soil surface. So the more leaves your garlic plant still has remaining, the more protective wrappers or papers your garlic head will have. Half of your garlic plant's leaves, such as this one, this plant is an awesome, excellent example. So half of your garlic plant's leaves should be dead, and some green leaves should still remain on your plant. This is exactly how you know that this garlic plant is ready to be harvested. Now, for those of us who do grow hard neck garlic varieties, about 4 to 6 weeks prior to the harvesting time, our hardneck garlics start to develop this flowering, curly stalk above their leaves, also known as the scape. So for those of us who do not pinch off the scapes and just let the scape grow, so you know that the scape starts to develop about 4 to 6 weeks prior to your garlic bulb reaching full maturity. So I always say, give it about a month since you see this scape start to come about and develop, and then about a month down the road is a perfect time to start checking on your garlic plant. As you know, it is approaching harvest time and maturity. So once again, let's quickly, in a few seconds, go over all the signs that our garlic plant gives us, letting us know that it's time to harvest our garlic. First and foremost, the coloring and the firmness of the leaves. You want to see at least half of your garlic plant's leaves either turning or have already turned yellow to brown color, and you want to see some of the leaves still remaining green color. You want to check for the firmness of the leaves. If your garlic plant's leaves are still nice and green like this and are still very much leathery and firm, it is not the correct time to harvest your garlic. Let it stay in the ground for just a bit longer. Also, those of us who grow hardneck garlics, and if you see the scape forming and it's already bursted, you could see that this scape opened up and started to bloom. That is a definite indication that this particular garlic variety is also ready to be harvested and picked. So now that you know your garlic is ready to be harvested, I do highly recommend to stop fertilizing and to stop watering your garlic plants at least 1 to 2 weeks prior to harvest. You do not want to keep that garlic bulb soggy and wet, as it can potentially ruin the shelf life of your garlic plant. Garlic bulbs do not like to stay wet, moist. So I always stop watering my garlic plants at least 1 week prior to harvest time. Now let's actually talk about harvesting garlic. What is the correct and the safe way to harvest our garlic bulbs? Harvesting garlic might sound very easy, as most of us attempted to just pull the garlic head from beneath the soil level. But the process of harvesting garlic is actually very important as well, because you do not want to roughly pull on that garlic stem and potentially damage the head or the cloves, because that again will shorten the shelf life of your garlic. So what I like to do is I like to first and foremost look at the garlic. So I see again about 60% of my leaves yellowing and dead, and some leaves are still green and alive. So I know that this is a good indication that this garlic is ready to be harvested. So I like to put my hands directly into the soil and feel for the head. I want to make sure to see how large our garlic head is indeed before I totally disrupt its growing process and pull it out of the soil. Also remember, my fellow gardeners, garlic bulb does not grow directly beneath the soil surface. Remember how deep we planted our initial garlic clove seed. So your garlic bulb will be much deeper below the soil surface. So if you have to use a hand shovel, then guys, let's get that hand shovel out, because you do not just want to jerk on the stem and break it off. As you could see, my garlic head is planted much deeper below the soil surface. If your garlic bulb is sitting much deeper in there than you initially anticipated or thought, and you're trying to pull on your garlic and you feel like if you tug any harder, you will rip off the stem. First of all, you never want to rip off the stem. In fact, once you harvest your garlic, you should keep it attached. The garlic bulb should remain attached to your garlic stem for at least a few days while your garlic starts to dry out in the air. And if you are using a hand shovel, make sure that you dig far out enough that you do not actually jab or damage or scratch the actual garlic bulb. You want to get close enough but not too close. We do not want to cause any physical damage to the garlic bulb. Let's see if we can get this big guy out of the soil over here. It looks like it's growing in there deep enough, guys. Remember, I do not want to damage the garlic head. So I have to use my hands. I'll use my hands. There you go, guys. Let's take a look at this beauty. Look at this. We did have some heavy rain passing through the area last night. Very heavy rain. So as you could see, the soil is wet. So is the garlic bulb. But it will dry out within a few hours, that's for sure. Look at this beauty. Beautiful. Exactly what I wanted to see. Another very important tip I wanted to share with you guys is never water or wash off the dirt from your garlic after you harvest it. You do not want to subdue your garlic bulb to that additional moisture, as it will not dry out properly and it will not have a long enough shelf life in your home. Always let the garlic bulb air dry after you pull it out of the soil. Never again, never rinse off your garlic bulb with water. Let's see this guy over here. Just dug up some soil below it. Let's take a look, guys. Isn't this a stunner as well? Look at the nice, large garlic cloves. I am so happy, guys, with this year's harvest. Let me see if I can get some dirt off to show you guys. Look at this beauty. What a beauty. Now that we guys have picked our garlic, I wanted to share with you a few of the storage tips that I like to use every single year to ensure maximum shelf life for my garlic. Once you pick your garlic, again guys, never rinse it off with water. You do not want to subdue garlic bulbs to that extra moisture. Store your garlic bulbs with the stems or the leaves as long as possible while your garlic bulbs are still drying out, unless you plan to use your garlic bulbs immediately for consumption purposes. I like to store my garlic in a dark, cool, well circulated area. You can use a basket and store it in your kitchen, or a plain paper bag will do as well, guys. A few days after you harvested your garlic, I like to cut off the stem, leaving about 3 or 4 inches of stem above the bulb. And I store it in a paper bag in my kitchen, and I like to keep the paper bag open. Remember, moisture and light are the worst enemies when it comes to garlic bulbs. So refrigerator is indeed the wrong place to store your garlic bulbs, as it will cause your garlic to be exposed to extra moisture that it doesn't need, hence causing it to rot prematurely. Or all that light and all that moisture can cause your garlic bulbs to sprout, and you do not want that to happen either. So remember, cool, dark, well air circulated location. This is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here on this gorgeous, sunny summer day in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. In today's video, we spoke all about harvesting garlic. I gave you all the tricks when it comes to knowing when is the correct time to harvest your garlic. I gave you a few tips, easy yet proven gardening advice on how to harvest our garlic, as well as a few proven useful tips when it comes to correctly storing our garlic to get the maximum shelf life out of those garlic head bulbs. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, if you found it to be useful, informative, helpful in any way whatsoever, show me that support by clicking thumbs up below. Leave your comments below. Let me know, guys, do you grow garlic in your home garden? When do you typically plant your garlic? And when do you typically harvest your garlic? For those of you who haven't yet done so, no need to wait, guys, any longer. Do so right now. Click the subscribe button. Subscribe to my gardening channel. I love seeing you guys. I love communicating with you guys. I love sharing my gardening tips with all of you, my fellow gardeners. Click the bell icon if you enjoy the content of my videos and want YouTube to notify you every time I upload a new gardening videos. Now, everyone, be healthy, happy, stay well, guys. Enjoy getting your hands nice and dirty gardening. And I'll see you guys again in my new upcoming gardening videos. Bye, guys.